Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. We're about to go on a really fascinating journey into the future. And, I'm not talking about some distant sci fi future. We're looking at a quiet yet incredibly profound shift that researchers say is arriving by the year 2030. I'm so excited to guide you through this because what the experts are modeling right now, it completely changes how we live, how we work, and honestly, how we interact with reality itself. So let's just jump right in. Why 2030? Why is this specific year the critical turning point? Well, it's not because of a global disaster, and it's certainly not because of a war. Actually, according to the people building this technology, the researchers, the economists, the major AI labs, 2030 is the year a massive, massive threshold gets crossed. Let's get into section 1, the 2030 AI takeover. We hear the phrase AI takeover all the time, and we instantly picture, a dramatic Hollywood robot uprising. But researchers at Epoch AI and Forbes, they describe a totally different reality. It's not going to announce itself with a bang. It's going to be an incredibly subtle, silent system takeover. AI is going to stop being this distinct tool you have to open up on your computer, and it'll just become the system running underneath literally everything. It'll be buried inside the apps we already use every single day, quietly powering our lives, until one day we look up and realize, wow, everything is different. Section 2, AI becomes invisible. This shift means artificial intelligence will just completely disappear into the background of our lives. Which kind of sounds backward, right? Like, how does the most powerful technology of our time become invisible? Well, think about right now. Using AI today is a highly conscious decision. It has a lot of friction. You have to open an app, you got to type out a really specific prompt, and then you sit there and wait for an answer. But by 2030, that AI is going to have zero friction. It'll be woven directly into your phone, your car, your workplace software, your home. It's going to respond before you even finish your thought, perfectly anticipating exactly what you need based on your calendar, your mood, and your historical patterns. But I want us to pause here for a second because this highlights a major, major psychological danger that researchers are pointing out. When a technology becomes truly invisible, do we stop questioning it? We just tend to stop noticing it's even there. And the fundamental truth is, what we stop noticing, we stop scrutinizing. It's a completely profound shift in how we relate to the machines around us. Section 3. Entering the real world. Because this shift doesn't just stay trapped inside our smartphones. Artificial intelligence is getting a physical body. It's entering the real world. For years, AI has lived inside screens, text boxes, and code. But researchers are closely tracking a critical window here. Starting around 2026, we'll see the early integration of physical AI. By 2028, these systems are going to be adapting in real time to completely unpredictable situations. And then by 2030, physical AI reaches a meaningful scale. We are talking about physical robots and machines coordinated by AI systems operating entirely without constant human correction. It is a massive, massive leap from AI simply suggesting things to AI actually doing things. It's one thing for an algorithm to give you some advice on a screen. It's a completely different paradigm when AI can take direct, unprompted action in physical spaces. So let's look at exactly what this means, industry by industry. Picture warehouses that literally reorganize themselves overnight based on predictive shipping models, or machines on factory floors that don't just, flash a red light to alert a human to an error, but actually troubleshoot and fix their own errors on the spot. Delivery and logistics systems that instantly replan routes the second a weather event happens, with absolutely zero human dispatchers required. Human limitations, stuff like reaction time, fatigue, simple human error, they start to become totally obsolete in these physical spaces. Section 4, the trillion-dollar economy. And that massive physical and digital efficiency leads directly to a staggering economic impact. $5 trillion. Let that sink in. According to research from Microsoft and PwC, this is the value AI could add to the global economy by 2030. And get this, that's just through sustainability and efficiency applications alone. We're looking at an economy entirely rebuilt around AI. And remember, that's not even the full picture of its economic impact. That is literally just one single slice of the pie. Let's break down exactly how that happens by comparing the old economy to the new AI economy. In the old financial services model, you have these massive traditional banking gatekeepers, right? And doing something like scanning legal or compliance documents, that took teams of humans weeks to complete. But in the AI economy, we're seeing robo-advisors managing personal investing in real time. We're seeing AI-powered microfinancing platforms opening up access to millions of people who never had banking before. And perhaps the wildest part, a single person with a laptop and the right AI tools can now act as a one-person department, doing the work that used to require a huge corporate team. The old gatekeepers are just disappearing. But there's a very sobering takeaway here, because this isn't just about giant corporations getting richer. By 2030, the wealth gap isn't just going to be the traditional divide between rich and poor. The new divide is going to be defined almost entirely by AI fluency. It's going to be a huge gap between those who learned how to direct and leverage AI and those who simply didn't. And this tech isn't just reshaping our careers, it's entering our homes and our most private, intimate moments. By 2030, multiple researchers predict we won't just be asking AI for quick information anymore. We'll be relying on it for deeply personal guidance. It's going to act as a career counselor, a tutor for our kids, a first-line therapist when we're struggling emotionally, a legal advisor you consult before you ever think about calling a human lawyer. Even in healthcare, researchers describe AI assisting surgeons by analyzing live patient data mid-procedure or acting as virtual nursing assistants through smart wearables that catch health problems way before they become emergencies. Now, all of that sounds incredibly helpful, and honestly, it is. But it begs a deeply uncomfortable question. When the entity you're trusting with your physical health, your financial stability, and your deepest emotional struggles is just a system owned by a handful of massive tech companies, who exactly are you really talking to? Section 5. The Trust Collapse. This underlying question of trust brings us to the final and, frankly, the most disturbing shift researchers have identified. They just keep returning to this specific, ominous prediction, a world where you can no longer trust your own eyes. The absolute greatest threat of 2030 isn't AI taking over some spreadsheets or factory floors. It's the destruction of the very concept of truth itself. To really wrap our heads around this, we need to ground it in what we call deepfakes or synthetic reality. This is highly convincing, artificially generated audio or video of real people saying or doing things they literally never actually did. And this isn't just theoretical stuff for 2030, it is happening right now. Public figures are already reporting being deepfaked regularly, with these totally synthetic versions of themselves promoting scams they have absolutely nothing to do with. And they have massive platforms and expensive legal teams to fight it, right? So why is this going to be so incredibly prevalent by 2030? Well, it's because of an unstoppable three-step momentum. Step 1, the costs to create these fakes just keep falling. Step 2, the technological capabilities keep rising, which makes them harder and harder to detect. And step 3, adoption keeps accelerating. The tools are getting so good and so cheap that everyday people will be able to use them on anyone. Which leads us to a genuinely terrifying reality for 2030. Some researchers are warning that we're heading for a world where a video, a voice memo, or even a live video call could be entirely synthetic and nearly impossible to detect in real time. The line between real and fake, the most basic trust humans have relied on for our entire existence, it simply dissolves completely. So how in the world do we handle this? Nobody knows the exact timeline down to the specific day, but the direction, it's undeniable. Look at this powerful parallel for a second. Think back to the businesses and individuals who took remote work really seriously back in 2019, right before the world forced everyone else to catch up. They were standing steady when the massive shift arrived, while everyone else was just improvising in real time. The people who take AI seriously today are going to be the ones who are actually ready when the invisible integration of 2030 becomes our new everyday reality. We have covered a lot of ground in today's explainer, from invisible algorithms and physical robots to trillion-dollar economic shifts, deeply personal AI, and the total collapse of digital trust. So I want to leave you with a provocative question to chew on. Out of all these massive shifts we just explored, which one do you think is going to hit first? I really encourage you to reflect on this timeline, and please share your predictions down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.